What's good, people? How y'all doing out there? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome in to the Informed Voice Podcast. I am your host, Takisha, and it is 7:02. We're going to give it a few more minutes, maybe to 7:05. Let some people chime in. We have a great topic on tonight. This topic was given to me by a good friend of mine that was in the last podcast live, which was on Monday. So a great topic. I hope that person chime in on the topic that they chose for tonight. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yes. Welcome in. The 100 people in the live. Okay, we claiming it. But welcome in to the one person in the live. I am your host. I was finna say Journey. I got multiple channels. I got to remember who I am when I'm on different channels. Welcome to the Informed Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Takisha. And we're going to give it 2 more minutes and we're going to chime on into this topic tonight. Hopefully we get a good crowd that come in here. If not, shout out to the replay gang. Appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what to do when you come in the building. Feel free to chime in on the discussion that we will be having this evening. I ain't gonna hold y'all long because I don't want to be too long. Okay. So yeah. We got 1 more minute. I hope everybody is well. Happy Wednesday. It's almost over. We sitting on top of that hill, about to get ready to slide on down into the weekend, right? Yes. Woo-wee. It has been a rough day for me. Well, nope, let me not say that. It's been a good day, but a long day. Okay, we had an all-day training today. Excuse me. I'm over here drinking water, and my stomach ain't doing too good, but we gonna still get through this. Okay, we going to get through this. In the midst of it all, we are going to get through this. Okay, it is 7:05. So again, welcome to the Informed Voice Podcast. I am your host, Takisha. Welcome back, everybody. So we are going to be talking about education is empowerment. Okay. The podcast where we shine a light on what really happens in our schools and our classrooms. Whew, we need to really focus on that. What happens in our schools and the classroom? And today we're going to be talking about something that's often misunderstood in education. Okay. What's the difference between remedial classes and your regular classes? Whether you're a parent or not, a fellow educator, or someone who just wants to understand how education really works, this conversation is for you. So let's chime on in. Again, to my replay folks, welcome in. Y'all know what to do. So, part 1, definitions. What are these classes? Okay, so your regular class. These are the standard classes every student takes based on their grade level. For example, a 5th grade student will what? So the 5th grade student, right? Math and the 5th grade reading, 5th grade math, 5th grade reading, learning new skills that are expected for that age group, right? So, definition, what are remedial classes? These are support classes for students who may what? Have fallen behind in key areas like what? What's your common key area? Reading, writing, or math. Okay, these classes are designed to help students catch up on foundational skills they need in order to succeed in their regular classes. That's like me, the age group that I work with when I was with preschoolers. If they speech development is delayed, we bring in I said physical therapist, a speech therapist. If they have a little social emotional issue, we bring in, what is it, the behavior and wealth. If they have like trauma issues, afraid of people, or new people that come into the classroom, we bring in mental health therapists. Okay, so here's part two, the real purpose. The purpose of regular classes is to teach grade level content. The purpose of remedial classes is to review and strengthen previous content. Welcome in, everybody. I am your host, Takisha. Welcome to the Inform Voice Podcast. And tonight we are talking about remedial versus regular. So, pretty much clearing up the classroom confusion. Okay. So, again, students can eventually join or fully succeed in their regular classes. Okay. So, that's why those therapists, those people who work with the kids that have, um, I'm gonna just say, abilities are, slower learners than others. They come and they either work with the kid in the classroom, or they take the child out and take them to another room and they work with them in a different room. So, remedial doesn't mean less than, it means what? Support until ready. That's in any age group. You're going to teach them kids and you're going to get them where they need to be. And when that time comes, that's when they're going to move on. You don't want to move a kid to the next grade level if they're not ready for it. You don't want to take an infant to the toddler room if the infant is not walking yet. You don't want to take a toddler to the preschool classroom if the toddler is not potty trained yet. You feel what I'm saying? And that goes with elementary. You know, you can't go from third grade not knowing how to do the math that they get in that third grade class, which really is second grade level math. You can't skip them to the fourth and fifth grade if they're not there yet. You're just going to mess them up because they're not ready. So they need to continue to get that extra support. Okay. Part three, learning style in and pace. Learning style and pace. Okay. Regular classes often move faster with what? A general classroom pace. Okay. There is a pace. And most of our kids can't keep up with the pace. Everybody learns different. It's like you line up kids. It's gonna be different heights on each child. Everybody's not gonna be leveled out the same. That's just like with trees and bushes and flowers that you plant. Each tree, each flower, each uh whatever bush that you plant, one is going to be taller than the other one going to be in between, one going to be shorter, so they're not going to be all leveled out. It's a learning process that you have to work with each child to get them to the top, get them to that level that they need to be on. Remedial classes slow things down. They're what? More time for review. That's like people that have maybe like dyslexia or learning disability. You're not gonna just say like you in college. You're not gonna go to the regular classes. If you have dyslexia or you have a learning disability, they're gonna put you. You might be in the regular class, right? But when it's time, they're going to give you that extra support. But when it's really time for you, like to take that test, to study for that test, study for that midterm, study for that final, they're going to give you what? More time on those tests because they know already that you have an ability, okay, and that you might need extra time. You might need to start before the actual test even start. Give you like a little head start. Okay, so I want to share this example. So imagine that you're learning to ride a bike, right? Regular classes are like riding down the sidewalk with what? The rest of the group. But if you're what? Not quite ready, not quite steady yet, remedial classes are like training wheels, not a setback. So most of parents, oh, I don't want my kids to stay back. No, they need to move on, because they feel like, they're either going to get talked about or they're not going to graduate on time with the class, the class that they supposed to graduate. Um, and it's not about that. It's about just making sure that they get that extra support, you know, until they are ready to roll on their own. Don't that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Am I making sense? For this one beautiful soul that's in this chat right now, this live chat, let me know if I'm making sense. Don't be shy. Come on. Let's have this open-ended conversation, y'all. Come on. I love to talk. I'm a teacher, so I'm talking all damn day. To the point when work is over, I be like, damn, how many words did I say today? But that's all about being that intentional teacher, you know. So part 4, teaching approach. How is your teaching approach? If you are educators, I'm talking to my replay game too. If you are an educator, how is your teaching approach? If you was an educator and you are retired, how was your teaching approach? So regular class teachers follow a broad curriculum. Welcome in. Feel free to chime in on the discussion that we're having tonight. Remedial teachers adapt lessons. You might have to modify it because they might not be, some of the students might not be where those kids, the kids that are on the top, I don't want to say the top, but are on the level they're supposed to be. Some other kids might not be on that level, so you either have to adapt or modify your lesson plan. And check for understanding more often. We need to ask these children, are you getting it? Are you understanding? Can you show me? Put a problem down on the paper. Ask them to read something, whatever it is that you're working on. Ask them, okay, I'm going to give you this problem. Okay, work it out for me. Let me see. Show me that you can do it. Okay, here's a sentence. Okay, in the book, I want you to read from here to here. Show me that you are ready. Let me hear you read this sentence. Okay, there are often smaller groups because when you're working with kids with abilities, you want smaller groups. You can't have no big group setting. Why? Because you're not going to be able to be focused, your one-on-one attention to the kid that really need it. So I would say, depending on the age group, just say elementary on up, I would say three students. 3 students. So, and then more chances for hands-on help. I am a visual and a hands-on learner. Okay? Know that I am a visual and a hands-on learner. I have to see it, and then you need to teach me like right then and there, and then I know I'm gonna pick it up. I know I am. I might be a little slow on some stuff, but if you show me hands-on visually, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick that skill up. So remember that remedial instruction is not doing, it's not about doing less. Okay. It's about doing what's needed. What's needed for the child? What area in that child's development need to be worked on to get them to the level that they're supposed to be on? And doing it differently. If they don't get it this way, like I just said, you may have to modify it another way or adapt it another way. Okay. So, part 5, why does this even matter? Why does it matter? Can you tell me in the chat? Don't be shy out there now. Come on. Oh my God. I'm gonna just say this. Sometimes parents, they worry a lot when they hear that their child might be in a remedial classroom or getting pulled out to get help. They worry, but they really need to know. Uh, they really need to know that it's not a punishment. For one, it's not to be labeled. Second, and third, it's it's a support tool. That's what they need to know. That it's a support tool to get your child to the next level. You know, don't think of it, "Oh, my kid gonna get talked about." And don't let the kid try to like tell you that, "Oh no, mom, I don't want to do that. My friends gonna talk about me." No. If they talk about you, that means they wasn't your damn friend anyway. Okay? Because a friend, a true friend, is gonna stick with you from through thick and thin. If I gotta go to a remedial class, then I gotta go. Be supportive to your friend. Okay? Oh y'all. It be real in the field, y'all, for real. So what do parents need to do? We all need to what? Stop treating remedial like a dirty word. It's not a dirty word. Every student learns at their own pace. What I just said it. And the best educators, what they do, what they need to do, recognize. Let me say that word again. They need to recognize when it's time to step in and give that student that tool they need to succeed. Let me say that part again. Give that student that tool or the tools they need to succeed. I'm gonna just end it. Well, I'm gonna just say this little closing thought because we're about done here. My closing thought, I would say, the next time you hear someone say, "Oh, they're just in a remedial class," speak up and correct them about it. Let them know that the student isn't just anything. My child ain't anything. My child is somebody, whether they in regular classes or in a remedial class. Okay. They are what? They're working. They are what? They're growing, and they are what? On their way to what? To be successful. Period. And we all need to know, when we invest in early support, we create long-term success. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna end this. Sometimes I like to end my podcasts in a little short prayer. So I'm gonna read it to you all real quick. It says, "Lord, thank you for every student, no matter where they start. Thank you for the teachers and caregivers who see beyond the grades and into the heart of each child. Give us what? Wisdom, patience, and compassion to guide each learner in the way they should go. That's just like God guiding us. Jesus, the Father, his daddy, God, Lord and Savior, is guiding us in the way, the direction, the path of righteousness, the way we should go. It's up to us to listen and what? Be obedient. So let's not think of those remedial classes as a bad thing for your child, for your grandkids, your niece, your nephews. Let's think of it as this is a lifelong learning journey, no matter how long that journey gonna take. All right, y'all. So we've been on here 21 minutes. That's good enough. Again, welcome to the Informed Voice Podcast. I am your host, Takisha. Thank every person that came in, maybe gave a thumbs up. I don't know. Thank you for this one person right here. I really would have loved to knew who this person is that stuck up in here with me all the way through. But again, even though you didn't chime in, it's okay. Much love to you. Thank you for coming in and support. Um, I love you all. God love you best. And yeah, just think about ponder. Okay, the word of this evening is ponder. Ponder on what we talked about tonight. All right, y'all have a great day. Love you. God love you best. Stay safe and stay blessed.